Father, listen to our earnest prayer. Jesus prayed it years ago, that the glory you had given him, we would somehow come to know. Make us one according to your plan, as in heaven it will be. Fill us with your truth and righteousness. You desire the world to see. Let your glory on earth fall on our face. Holy Father, rest in this place. The church is sick in need of God alone. And people, we must seek his face. And if we'll turn from our unrighteousness, he'll forgive our evil ways. May the eyes of God be on us here. And Lord, revive us by your grace. And Holy Spirit, be forever near. And saturate us in this place. Let your glory and honor fall on our face. And Holy Father, rest in this place. Rest in this place. Rest in this place.
Welcome back to Kinetic TV. Where we last left off, we were talking about the power of words and how your body language can completely turn what you're trying to say around. So I want to ask you guys, where do you think words can be the most influential, or what form of words can be the most influential?
Well, I think both negative and positives can be majorly influential according to how you present them and who you're talking to with them, and if you're being truthful with them as well.
I always hear that it takes, I believe, 7 positive words to overcome 1 negative one, or something like that, or somewhere in that ballpark. So it's almost like negative effects more than positive. People seem to take a hold of the negative things that people say to them more than the positive.
Really?
I don't know why that is. They just, maybe everyone's too hard on themselves.
Yeah, but I have a interesting question here. How does the music we listen to play into this conversation?
Well, if you're listening to like sad music all the time, then you're going to be kind of feeling kind of down because, you know, lyrics could be beating you down or telling you you're worth nothing or something. If you're listening to uplifting music, then you probably have a more better attitude, even though your day may not be going that well.
You know, it's gonna sound really funny, but a couple of months ago, I started listening to country music more, and like every morning on my way to wherever I was going, I was just listening to the country music and reminiscing and singing songs that I always used to hear and all this kind of stuff, and like every other song was about like love and missing somebody and blah blah blah. I was like, I found myself starting to really miss this girl that I'd broken up with like months and months and months ago, and like all these emotions and feelings were flooding back, and I was getting all depressed and down and like, what did I do wrong and all this kind of stuff. And then I was like, wow, this is all coming from this music bringing up all these emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was wild.
Wow.
That's pretty powerful. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? Interesting. On the topic of Martin Luther King, you said it was his posture and the way he presented himself that just really captured people. You know, would you say it's the same for some of the music artists that are out now? It's their posture, the way they present themselves. They present themselves in a way that is appealing to people with not necessarily a good message.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, words are like, well, what kind of words you use are like a form of language, and using your body is a form of language too. So if what you do with your body is communication as well as words, so they all tie in together.
Ah. So it's a looping circle.
Mm-hmm.
We communicate with everything. It's not just our mouths, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I think a lot of it with the music thing is when the artists themselves are writing the music and they're writing the lyrics and they're writing the music for the instruments and everything, they're putting their emotions into it. They're putting their feelings into it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're writing a song about how they hate themselves and, or, I mean, like they want to die, which there are songs out there like that.
Yes.
You're going to feed off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether even if you're just having a fine day,
Yes.
one song
Yeah.
can powerfully affect you.
That's totally true, because they're communicating like instead of using their voice, instead of putting their voice out there and voicing these necessarily lyrics and words and stuff like that, they're communicating through their instruments, like putting the notes on the page and like going ahead with that, putting it on the recording, and every time that plays out, they're communicating their emotions and their mindset, their feelings and everying through that.
Yeah, so the influences, through that you can pick up their emotions. You can begin to feel the way that they felt when they wrote the song.
Exactly.
Well, that's the point of music anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Getting emotion across, how
Yeah.
how you feel. And if you're always portraying negative, then people are going to feel negative.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
I mean, it's just like what I said a couple of minutes ago about country music, and I mean, everybody knows what happens when just anybody listens to country music. You get your dog back, your house back, your wife back, your sober up. I mean, it gets the point,
Mm-hmm. I see. So, if you can affect everyone, the entire room, and the entire atmosphere with words, how do you affect yourself with words?
That's a good one.
If you're constantly hard on yourself and beating yourself up over small mistakes and all that, which I have a horrible habit of doing. I do that all the time. I beat myself up over little bitty stuff, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks the life out of you.
Yeah.
And it's horrible, and everybody around you can see it, and it messes with other people because they don't like to see you down. And so it's just not good for anybody, not good for your health or anything.
Yeah, he was kind of in a funk. But I've been trying to teach myself to encourage myself, as cheesy as that might sound. But it's, you just tell yourself, when you're going through really hard things, that you can get through it, There are people who care about you, different things like that. Just you're worth something to someone, just telling yourself those things. You don't have to like look in the mirror and do it, you know, like stare at yourself.
That's totally what I pictured.
No. I
You're
wasn't looking in the
beautiful.
mirror.
You don't have to be afraid of anybody.
No,
That's when
no.
that's when people start getting.
Just like